Hey, I'm Raiden, and this video is to show you how to install the Autobots ARK home base. It's a super simple mod to set up. There's a couple things that we're going to want to remove just because the hole in the playfield that we want to get this through is in a pretty tough spot. So it's easiest if we just remove this piece and this ramp, and then we can get to it super easily. I'm going to show you how to do that. It should only take you about 10-15 minutes. You're going to need a regular Phillips screwdriver, another Phillips screwdriver that is thinner, a thinner neck the better, 7mm wrench in case any of these hex bars come loose. We can tighten it back up with that. I've got a 1/4 inch socket driver for the hex bars. A 1/4 inch wrench obviously will also work for that. And then a 9mm socket for this bolt right here. So let's get started. Alright, so first one I'm going to take off is this plexiglass up here. And then I'm going to go through and remove these 3 screws. But first I'm going to loosen this bolt back here, which is just a little arm they've added to put pressure on this rail to lower it down so that your cannon isn't shooting it, and it also helps keep the ball on the rail. If your cannon is hitting this bar or your ball is falling off, a simple fix typically is this arm as well. So we're going to loosen this up. Enough that we can swing that forward. You can see how much tension it's putting on it. It works. So next is to take these 3 screws out. So that landing area can go to the side. The next thing is we're going to take these 3 hex bars out. So that's where the 1/4 inch driver comes in handy. Now I'm going to take these 2 washers out that go under these 2 hex bars that are on the plexiglass. And that will allow this to come out. I'm just going to swing that over to the side. And then the last piece that we're going to take out is this bar right here, which is just held on with 2 Phillips screws after we take that hex bolt out. So there's the first one. The second one is down through here, directly into the playfield. That one we don't need to take all the way out. If it stays, it's fine. It's actually easier to keep it in there so you don't have to refeed it back in when you're ready to put everything back together. Alright, so now that we have this stuff out of the way, we can get behind this target and feed our wire. So I'm going to grab the mod. And try and feed it behind all the other wires. Okay. Push that all the way through. If you can reach it through the back of the playfield, you can go and pull it through that way. Okay. through. Now, as we put it back together, we want to make sure that this wire follows a specific route. So I'm going to push it down as far as I can. The first thing we're going to put back together now is this ramp. So I want to make sure that the wires are behind this ramp. We're going to do the screw that goes into the playfield first, once we guide that onto that post. So screw this back down. Make sure it's nice and snug. Now I'm going to do this side of the bar. Now, still making sure that we don't have wires getting crushed or twisting any of your ramps or anything. I'm going to take this, I'm going to guide this back into place. Pop that down. Okay. Now on this part, we'll put the washers first. So once you're ready for the hex bolts, you're going to notice that there's one that's shorter than the other two. We're going to take that one, we're going to put it here in front. Then we're going to put our base back on. So we want to make sure our wire is going in between these two, out the front. And line it up. Now I'm going to mount the first one first by feeding this in, so I don't have to try and drop it in from the top. Make sure these are snugged up really good. Now this little arm that they put in to hold this bar down, we're going to push this bar down and we're going to swing the bar all the way over so that it's running parallel with this ramp. You don't want it sticking out into the ramp at all, or it can knock the ball off when it comes around. So you want to push on it pretty hard in a counterclockwise position as far as it'll go as you're tightening this down. Just like that. So it should be running, like I said, just perfectly parallel. That will keep the ramp below your landing area and help prevent balls hitting this and bouncing out, as well as being knocked off when it comes through here. I'm gonna put this plastic back on. Now we're going to put them back on. You're going to notice there's one magnet that's up top that makes contact with this post right here and just kind of helps it stay locked on. So we're going to tighten it down. Make sure this is just the right spot. So you can feel the metal wall that's in here. Press it tight on this side right here, just pinch it. That kind of clocks it in the right spot. And tighten it down, nice and snug. And we're good to go. Now I'm gonna take all my stuff out, I'm gonna flip the table, and then we'll plug it in. All right, so once we have the table flipped up, we wanna go ahead and pull all of the slack out from the upper playfield. Then we're gonna take our wire. Well, first we're gonna locate where we're plugging into. So if you look at the board, so behind this post, we're gonna go to this connection back here. There is one clip that is a 2-post. We're gonna decouple that. Then we're gonna take our cord and just kind of wind it through here so it's not hanging everywhere. We'll plug in right there. Plug this in right there. Okay, make sure there's nothing getting in the way of anything or it's gonna get pinched when you put it back down. And that's it, we're good to go. Now we can boot it up.